Oh my god, it is so hot out today. Like, actually. Oh my god. What's up, everybody? Today's video. Sorry, I got something in my throat. I think I ate too much glitter at Kesha's concert. Today I'm answering your comments. This is the anxiety issue. These are specific comments to the topic of my mental health and anxiety and stuff like that. Maybe you might learn something that you didn't know before.
I don't know. It's just my thoughts.
The Kesha is like coming out of me. It's insane. And she's hot, man. When did Kesha get so hot? Anyways, this is not a video about Kesha. But that ass though, am I right? I make it a point every so often to talk about a different side of me because you guys often see the guy who does these how-to experiments. Don't get me wrong, I love making those videos, talking about like tits and like buttholes, but we have to talk about a different butthole today, and that's anxiety. Jeez, man, this is already going off to a terrible start. So with that being said, let's go ahead and answer your comments about anxiety. Moving forward, everything you see in this video is an opinion of mine. I'm not a doctor. Don't like start DMing me with your issues. Everything you're about to see in this video is strictly an opinion of mine. Yeah, this is me. Oh, that's like a movie. That's like a movie intro. But this is me. Hi, I'm Dan. This is me. Anyways, there's two definitions that I feel fit for anxiety, the term anxiety. There's anxiety that's like, oh no, I got a test coming up. I'm feeling anxious, AKA a lot of people use that to describe nervousness or a little bit of tension inside. Whereas the anxiety that I'm touching on is, yes, nervousness, but to a more extreme level. The feeling of being out of control, an intense rush of like what if thoughts that are totally irrational, extremely uncomfortable, this strange feeling of fear, and you just don't know what you're scared of, but you feel scared. I've always struggled with anxiety when it comes to large groups, or even as simple as a trip to the store on a busy day. Do you have any advice on not being as anxious or shy in those situations? That sounds like social anxiety. I totally understand that because I get that as well. I was invited to my family's house for a barbecue on Sunday. I didn't want to be around people. It was no offense to my family. I love them and obviously I want to be around them, but sometimes I just don't really want to be around people. And I wouldn't put so much emphasis on that thought. Like social anxiety, I think there's a bit of it in a lot of people. Don't feel that because you're uncomfortable to go around large groups that there's something wrong with you. You could also just be shy. As a YouTuber and being like this personality online, when I do meet somebody that has seen my videos, there's this big expectation that I have to be like this. For so long, I felt that. If I wasn't like all high energy, like, what's up everybody, you guys wanna do crap? I felt that I had to be like that until I finally learned that, no, Dan, you are who you are. Kesha, again, she's infiltrating my life. It's not your job to make other people feel comfortable by changing your personality. If a lot of that fear of being around large groups or people stems from you don't know if they'll like you, that's an internal thought process you should get over, that it doesn't even matter. If they don't like you, it's because they have an issue, not you. How do you deal with depression and anxiety when you have responsibilities you need to tend to? I've had some days where nothing could get me out of bed and I still don't know what to do when that happens. When this stuff happens and you guys think that you're an anomaly, that you're the only one that doesn't get out of bed because they can't. No, that happens to me. Not all the time, but it has happened. I have Charlie. I have to get out of bed because that little guy relies on me. If I'm gonna take care of him, make sure he's the happiest little guy possible, then it's a job that I now have for the next, I don't know, 15 years, hopefully 15 years. I'm trying to get 20. So I mean, that for me is something that gives me a little kick in the morning. Because this is my job and this is my career, I have to make sure I'm still creating. Do you guys have any idea how hard it is to create a video where you're like laughing and being like nipples and all this when you are anxious or when you're down? You know, it's so hard. And that's something that I've never wanted to force. So oftentimes, I may miss an upload. Don't force anything that feels forced. Dan, I had a really close best friend and girlfriend move 14 hours away from me and just wanted to know if you had any advice on how to handle that type of move. It sounds like you're having separation anxiety from something that was constant in your life. I know what that's like. I recently got out of a relationship, but the girl that I dated went on these, I guess, work trips that were extended, and it was difficult because, yeah, like, they're your best friend. They're like a constant in your life. But in those times, I've learned that you have to be comfortable with yourself, almost like you're your own best friend, and that anybody else that's in your life is just a bonus, and that you shouldn't base your happiness and your well-being off of somebody else, because you never know if that person's always gonna be there, especially if this person's 14 hours away. Long distance is hard. I sound like I'm discouraging you, like, man, it's over. I'm not trying to do that. My happiness is controlled solely by me, and I don't give power to anybody else out there. I would say you really should focus on trying to get your independence back, not in like a I'm single, I'm gonna get my nipples pierced way. How have you coped with or dealt with anxiety or other mental health issues? I was in college when it first started happening to me. Man, oh my God, was it intense. Holy shit. It was intense. I want to be totally real with you guys right now. The way I cope with it, I see a therapist. I don't know how else to put this, guys. My thought process in my brain is like a tangled mess, but like a good tangled mess. And sometimes that tangled mess gets a little too tight, and other thoughts that come in, I can't seem to understand what's going on. So I see a therapist. They sort of help me untangle it a bit. That was a very weird analogy, but oh my God, I don't know how else to say this, but like 1,000 times over, for me, is talking about my issues. I cannot live my daily life with something that's bothering me and just pretend it's not happening. I don't have that skill. Definitely, I'll book an appointment with a therapist. I genuinely view a therapist as somebody that can decipher these like weird emotions or like confusing stresses in your life. It really helps me. Charlie's a huge help. I love Charlie with my entire heart. He's like my best friend, and he's just a good dog. I freaking love Charlie, man. Where are you? He's sleeping right now. He's so cute. I've learned that the world doesn't revolve around me, and I don't mean that in like a egotistical way. I mean that like we all have something. I'm not the only one that has a tough challenge in my life. I can now talk to my friends and be like, hey man, like, it kind of sucks having huge balls, you know what I mean? What's the best way to bring mental health up to your doctor? Oddly enough, I just made a bald joke, but I'm gonna use this reference, okay? When I was becoming a US citizen, I had to go to the doctor a couple times a year to get a physical, meaning they saw my nuts, like at like face level. My fear was that like, oh, I'm gonna go to a doctor, I'm gonna show them my balls, it's gonna be so uncomfortable because, well, it's like a private part. Why am I gonna wanna show them that? Well, you have to remember, our doctors are exposed to all these things on a very daily basis. When I busted out my big ol' nuts, when I like showed my like junk, it wasn't like the doctor had any sort of reaction other than like, holy shit, you're huge. Wow, these are just flowing, man. It's too easy. But to bring it up to your doctor, I would not fear it, man. Like, doctors see so many things every single day. Have you ever been, or are you insecure about your anxiety? Holy shit, yes, I have been. No, I'm not anymore. When I was first having anxiety in college, I did not want anybody to know about it. The only person that knew was my mom. And so I went and saw a therapist for the very first time ever in college. Super worried about like, what the hell is it gonna be, man? Like, am I really that bad that I have to see a therapist? I had no way of getting there, so I borrowed my buddy Mitch's car, and I just told him I was going grocery shopping. Yes, absolutely, I was insecure and I was very private about it, until I realized that the way I work is that the more I try to hide something, the bigger it becomes. How do you deal when you feel trapped in your own life? When I get the feeling of being trapped in my life, I make it a point to switch up my life. I would join a volleyball team. You guys may note, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you notice that I go to a lot of concerts because I'm in the Budweiser King Club. They hook me up with concerts, events, obviously beer as well. But I made it a point because, like I said earlier in this video, I recently got out of a relationship and it was difficult for me. I'm not gonna lie, it was a challenging experience to go through. I was sitting on the couch one day super bummed out, just really down. I got a text from the people at Budweiser and they're like, do you wanna go to this show tonight? And I thought, yeah, I do. I don't wanna sit here and just stir in my thoughts, so I'm gonna go out and do something. So now it's like I'm going to all these shows because I actually like this change I've implemented in my life, in that it's really helped me break this sort of feeling of being trapped. Travel also helps switch things up a bit, refresh your life, hanging out with friends. The thing about anxiety that I can really tell you guys is that you have to be the driver of it, in a sense that you have to be willing to fix things. Your brain is gonna say, no, don't, just sit down, relax. But if you're not fighting those thoughts of like, no, I'm sorry brain, but today I'm going to do something for myself. Today I'm gonna go to this concert, I'm going to hang out with my friends, even though you're telling me that I don't want to. That's a big thing. Getting over anxiety or tough times or feeling trapped isn't just gonna work its way through. It's important that you literally are like, I don't want to, but I'm going to, but I don't want to, but I have to. Don't fall for the idea of perfect. We are surrounded every single day, every minute of the day, by perfection. Instagram, people being happy when they're not happy. People embellishing stories. And don't be this like cynical asshole whenever somebody tells a positive story either, but just don't compare yourself and feel like, oh, this person's so happy, they're having fun, they're laughing, their life seems so perfect. Nobody is perfect. We all have something, I promise you. We're all in it together, and it's weird that we all feel like we're so alone. Guys, if you're going through hell, keep going. Life is hard, but life is beautiful, and it's very easy to lose sight of the fun, amazing things in life. There's so much positivity and so much we have to be thankful for. I don't know, man, like try to laugh at the little things, you know? That helps me. I hope this video helps somebody out there. If you guys enjoyed it, give this video a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. See you guys later.